Hey everyone, and welcome. Have you ever wondered how your favorite websites are actually put together? I mean, it's not magic, right? There's a specific set of tools and technologies working in concert. Well, today we're going to pull back that curtain and talk about tech stacks, the actual recipes behind the web.
So let's start with a big question. What is a website, really? I mean, when you hit a like button or stream a video, it just works. It feels totally seamless. But behind that one simple click, there's this incredibly complex dance happening between your browser and some server halfway across the world. And today, we're going to break down exactly what that dance looks like.
And that whole system, that's what we call a tech stack. Honestly, the best way to think about it is like a recipe. You've got your core ingredients, the programming languages, the databases, the servers, and when a developer mixes them all together in just the right way, boom, you've baked a website. So let's go check out some of the most famous recipes in the digital cookbook.
All right, we're going to start with a true classic. This is the one that basically powered a huge chunk of the early internet. For years and years, this was the undisputed king, the LAMP stack.
Now, each letter in LAMP stands for a crucial ingredient. The L is for Linux, the operating system. You can think of that as the kitchen itself. It's the foundation for everything else. A is for Apache, the web server. This is kind of like the waiter, taking your request and bringing the web page to you. M is for MySQL, the database, which is like the pantry where all the data, all the ingredients are stored. And finally, P is for PHP, the programming language that acts as the chef, the one who actually cooks everything up and makes the website work.
So, why did LAMP become so dominant? Well, it comes down to one word: reliability. It is a proven recipe, tested for decades. And this made it absolutely perfect for something called shared hosting, where you have maybe hundreds of small websites all living together on a single server. Kind of like apartments in a building. You need a system that's just super stable, totally predictable, and, well, it just worked. But then, something really big happened. A programming language that used to just be for making things pop and sparkle on the front end, JavaScript, it decided it wanted to run the whole show. And this shift led to a whole new generation of stacks.
And leading the charge was a stack with a very fitting name for this bold takeover: the mean stack.
So what's in this new recipe? M is from MongoDB, a much more flexible kind of pantry than the old-school MySQL. E is for Express.js, a really lightweight framework for our server-side chef. A is for Angular, and that's for building the part the customer sees, the user interface. And then there's N for Node.js, and this was the real game changer. It's what allows JavaScript, a language that used to be stuck in the browser, to run the entire kitchen, everything, front to back, all JavaScript. You can imagine using just one language for everything makes development way simpler. Now, the A in mean, Angular, is really important. It's a super powerful framework backed by Google, and it's designed for building these massive, complex applications. A key feature here is what's called strong typing. Think of it like a recipe that makes you label every single ingredient. 1 cup of flour, 1 tablespoon of sugar. It feels like a little extra work up front, but it stops you from accidentally putting salt in the cake. It catches errors before they become a total disaster. But Angular isn't the only game in town. See, the mean stack has a very, very popular sibling. One that has absolutely taken the startup world by storm: the MERN stack.
Okay, take a close look here. 3 of the 4 letters are exactly the same. We still have MongoDB, Express, and Node.js. The only thing that's changed is that A has been swapped out for an R, and that R stands for React.
So why does this one-letter swap matter so much? Well, because React, which is backed by Facebook, is all about flexibility and speed. Startups, they're not building bridges, they're building race cars. They have to test ideas, change direction, and push out new features fast. And React's less rigid structure is just perfect for that kind of rapid-fire development.
So the difference really boils down to this. Are you building a bridge, or are you building a race car? Mean, with Angular, is like having a super detailed blueprint for a bridge. It's structured, it's stable, and it's perfect for a big team where everyone needs to be on the same page. MERN, with React, is more like the agile pit crew for a race car. It's flexible, it's fast, and it can swap out parts on the fly. You're choosing between rock-solid structure and just blistering speed.
Okay, that brings us to the modern era, where the philosophy has kind of shifted again. The newest stacks out there are obsessed with 2 things: delivering just mind-bending performance to the user and creating a safer, more efficient experience for the developers who are actually building the thing.
First up is the Jam stack, and its entire reason for being is speed. We're talking pure, unadulterated performance. So how does it do it? Well, the recipe here is designed for simplicity and speed. J is for JavaScript, which runs in the user's browser to handle anything interactive. A is for APIs, which is kind of like calling out for pizza delivery. You don't make the pizza yourself, you just ask another service for the data you need. And the crucial ingredient, M, is for markup. These are pre-built, ready-to-serve HTML pages.
The secret sauce here is something called static generation. See, traditional websites are like a busy factory that has to build a custom product for every single visitor, and that's slow. Jamstack is different. It's more like a warehouse. The factory builds every possible product ahead of time and just stocks the shelves. So when a user asks for a page, you don't build it, you just grab the finished box off the shelf and hand it to them instantly. And that is why it is so fast.
But what if your top priority isn't just user speed? What if it's about making sure your code is safe, stable, and actually easy for your team to work with? Well, that's where our final stack comes in, the T3 stack.
Now, T3 isn't a neat little acronym. It's more like a curated toolkit. It brings together a handful of really powerful modern technologies, like Next.js and Prisma. But the absolute heart and soul of the T3 stack is its language, TypeScript. Just think of it as JavaScript, but with a safety harness.
And this right here is the game changer. T3 gives you what's called end-to-end type safety. Okay, imagine you're building with Legos. Type safety is like knowing that any round peg will always fit in a round hole, from the moment you grab it from the database bin to the second the user sees it on their screen. This system just prevents entire categories of bugs automatically. And it leads to what developers call a great DX, or developer experience. It just makes their jobs easier, faster, and way less frustrating.
Okay, wow. We've looked at a bunch of different recipes now, from the old classics to the absolute cutting edge. So how in the world do you know which one to choose?
Well, it really breaks down like this. For that proven old-school reliability, you go with LAMP. For a huge enterprise-grade application, Mean gives you the structure you need. For a fast-moving startup, Mern gives you that flexibility to innovate quickly. If your only goal is pure, raw speed, you choose the Gem stack. And if you want to prioritize safety and give your developers the best modern tools, T3 is the clear winner. Ultimately, it all just comes down to this. There is no single best stack. There just isn't. Each one is a specialized tool, a specific recipe designed for a particular kind of project. The goal is to understand the trade-offs and choose the right one for what you need to build. So that brings the choice right back to you. If you were building something new today, which recipe would you pick? Would you trust the time-tested reliability of the traditional stacks, or would you bet on the cutting-edge safety and performance of the modern ones? What will you build?